Hey guys, welcome back to the Driven channel, and today I have a special guest for you, Juan Martinez. Let me tell you a little bit about Juan before we get started. Juan, we met almost 10 years ago, and Juan, he's a veteran in the mortgage industry.
Before I started banking, I was a security guard.
You're from what country?
Guatemala.
Guatemala. So you were born in Guatemala?
Was born in Guatemala.
And then you came here when you were small.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Did you ever imagine yourself like having your own office and training
really.
people and making the amount of money you're making?
Not at all. Not at all. No.
And a lot of Latinos, like, we grow up thinking like, oh, the only way to make money and be successful is going to school, getting your degree, and making your salary. Now that takes years, and school's not for everybody. I know that. I've lived this, and based on my experience, like, you could become a millionaire, multi-millionaire doing mortgages. Hey guys, welcome back to the Driven channel, and today I have a special guest for you, Juan Martinez. Let me tell you a little bit about Juan before we get started. Juan, we met almost 10 years ago, and Juan, he's a veteran in the mortgage industry. I remember when I started 05, 06 in the mortgage industry. I was brand new to the business, and I started making a lot of money quick, and then 2008 hit, and I lost it all, and then I had to rebound, and I stayed in the industry. But I remember one time, one of my buddies tells me, hey, we got to go to this seminar. We go to this seminar, and I didn't want to go, but we went. And then I run into this guy, Juan. And you see Juan, he's low key. He doesn't, he's not loud. He doesn't really speak much. But when he speaks, he throws so much knowledge, And I remember back then, we're sitting at the table, and then they tell me, well, we have our top producer here for the company, Prospect Mortgage, back then. And they say, well, this guy's doing like 30 plus loans a month, and he leads his team, and he's number one, and you're getting all these prices and everything. And I'm like, damn, how are you doing 30 deals plus in a month, just by yourself? And we're here, and we're trying to rebound from the 2008 crash. So I was really impressed, but before we get into all that, Juan, who is Juan Martinez, and where did you start? Why did you get into the mortgage industry?
Well, you know what? I didn't even have a plan. I didn't. It happened. I started up in where I started. It was way back in 2002. I worked at a bank at Washington Mutual back in 2002. And before I started banking, I was a security guard at that branch at the Hollywood Main in Hollywood, like nearby. And that's how I started. I started as a security guard, putting long hours, like 6 days a week, working every day, a lot of hours from opening to closing and more. And then I started helping out little things here and there. And then I think that they saw something in me that I knew how to sell. They saw something in me, so they told me to interview with the manager, and I went like, okay, what can I lose? So I went, and then they told, okay, so we'll give you a call. And then the call that I got is that to go train. For training, so they sent me training, and in a couple of weeks I already had a desk already, and that's how I started back in 2002. Then just a couple of years after, I met people in the banking, so I met customers, clients, and then I saw these guys from a mortgage company. That they started, they're so successful. Like they were making a lot of money. Not normal for us, for employees, not normal for employees, And we're making decent money. It's like didn't complain, making.
Wait, it's like these brokers that would just get there and deposit like ten, $20,000 checks. Like,
no, that's way more than that. I'm talking about 40, 50, 60, 80.
Yeah.
I mean, like a lot of money. And
more than what more than what people with degrees make in a year.
Oh yeah, like 2, 3 people combined. I'm gonna say and then I want like what do they do? How do they do
Yeah.
it? 300,000 in 1 month and big numbers like that. And how do they do it? And then I started wondering. But I got I met him, so that's how I started my career as a mortgage
Yeah.
loan officer. That's where everything began.
Yeah. And so so after Washington Mutual, like where do you go? What company did you go in where you actually started doing mortgage loans?
Yeah, you know what? I went to the only company I knew, which was Metro Cities Mortgage.
Were those the people that were depositing the checks?
Those were the people that, and some other companies. Not only that one, some other, I just kept checking and seeing, like, there's something going on in the mortgage industry, and not only in Metro City, but other, loan officers depositing like not normal.
Yeah.
And you just kept it to myself, because you gotta respect and confidentiality and things like that. So, but I went like, what these people do. So then that's how it started. That's how it started. Just wondering, and then I went without any experience at all.
Yeah.
I just went in and took off and left and went, like, without, because, and it started going pretty well, pretty good. In like the first couple of months, I'm going to say the first month, I mean, I probably made more than a wage earner, somebody that makes, for the whole year.
Yeah.
Like the first month, couple of months, like my income, like the first month. So, and I went like, what, this is real. This is real.
So now you went from the security to now being the guy that was making the money that they're making. But
yeah, exactly. Like immediately. And I made a decision, because I'm not afraid of anything. I went like, what? I know I'm making this secure income. My every other week I get my check and it's good check. It was normal, but it like average.
Yeah.
And then, but I wondered if I want something more, because I knew how much money the managers made.
Yeah.
It wasn't not even close of my, what I wanted in life. It wasn't even close.
So Juan, where did you come from? Like, what's your origin? And you're from what country?
Guatemala.
Guatemala. So you were born in Guatemala?
I was born in Guatemala.
And then you came here when you were small?
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Did you ever imagine yourself like having your own office and training people and making the amount of money you're making?
Not at all. Not at all. No. It just happened. It just happened, and then I saw my true potential. What really, and I love what I do. My gosh, it's and then I knew that this is my passion. This is what I like. This is what I This is what I like. This is what I love.
Yeah. So for those of you that are watching this, and you might be like wondering, like, what do you guys do? What's up? Juan has an office in Downey. He has a branch, the Mortgage Guys branch in Downey. He's the man over there. He's the branch manager. And one of the things that from Juan that I love is that I think you're the best at is training people. From whether you're brand new to the industry, or whether you're experienced, but maybe you're going through a slump, maybe you're stuck, maybe you just don't have the right training, and you've been, because some people say they have 10 years of experience, but it's 10 years repeating the same thing.
The same mistake.
So that's 1 year experience repeated 10 times. So you're not growing. To me, 10 years of experience is every year you're doubling and getting better 2 times at least. So a lot of people have experience, but they're still broke. And what I like about you is that you've taken people with experience and doubled their income, tripled their income. Indeed. And you also train like brand new young. We have this young girl that just got her license, closed her first deal like in her first month, and just opened a deal, $1 million loan, which she's going to make more money with that deal than people with degrees make in a year. So So this is real, but I'm really I really love that thing about you, that you take on people and you train them, you make them better. Were you always good at training, or do you just like training, or what's the
You know
reason
what?
behind that?
I think I'm always been good at training, talking to people, more like in groups, like and then going back, I'm always been being good at that, at training and guiding people, guiding people. That's what I've been doing for so many years.
Yeah.
For so many years.
Because some people, Juan, are really good at producing. Like, they make a lot of money and they're really good at they put big numbers, they close a lot of deals, but they're not good at training. Why do you think some people like just because they're good, just because they produce a lot, doesn't mean they're going to be good at training? Like, what makes somebody a good trainer? Like what makes you like one of the best in training?
You know what? Listening. One is like
You're
listening.
you're very patient too, right?
You gotta be. You gotta be patient. There is no exception to that, and I believe that's like the first thing. You gotta be patient.
Yeah.
Because you gotta listen. You gotta listen to their needs, whatever they their weakness.
Yeah.
And you gotta have patience, because if you don't, you cannot guide them. You can't. So I have a lot of patience, and I train, and I also produce, good numbers, and I also produce myself. And then but one thing is that what makes me good is that I do not do any of the work. I do not do any of the work. I tell you, if you want me to coach you, if you want me to teach you how to become a loan officer, or double your numbers, or do more, first you gotta do it yourself, because that's how we learn, by doing. If you expect me, I'm gonna guide you. I'm gonna tell you what's needed, but I'm not gonna do the work for you. If you come with that mentality to me, then it's not the right office, not the right person to talk to.
Yeah.
Because that person is not gonna learn. Believe me, it's not gonna learn. Always expecting somebody to do everything for them, and that's in general. And then that way is hard to learn. It's hard to get things done. And then so that's one of the things that it's been working for me for a long time. And then when you truly know that your confidence goes up.
Yeah.
You automatically produce more, because confidence, you feel like on top of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you immediately, that's why in my team, everybody produces. Their confidence is like really, they're walking on clouds. Like, they're really confident. There is nothing that cannot do. They can do everything.
And also, I don't think anybody knows the guidelines like you know them. You're like a walking book, like with legs and arms, but like a book.
Yeah.
Like I think it makes the people in your office very, it's a lot of value that you offer, because they know they could go to you and ask you about, what about this guideline? How do I structure the deal? So I know you spend a lot of one-on-one time. I know you're looking for people right now, but you're also selective. Like you need people, you need serious people, because I'm sure a lot of people are gonna start going crazy, DMing you. I want to be part of your office. I want to be part of your office. But I know you have also this like 90-day rule, where you could turn anybody, whether they're new or experienced but not producing, you could really turn their production completely around in less than 90 days.
Confidence. I built a lot of confidence in them, a lot, because how do you feel when you feel that you don't know it, that you don't know how to do something? How do we feel, right?
Yeah.
So, but if you know that like immediately. It's like a switch. It's like you're turning a switch on.
Yeah.
And then that's and that is like my number one thing. That is like my number one thing. And then everybody produces right now. You see, everybody knows that rates went up.
Yeah.
Our numbers are better. It's because of the confidence that everybody has, and that is because the office is doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, we're taking off. I remember you were the first person to, because I knew we were gonna fund 80 loans in 1 month, and I remember like back like almost 2 years ago, you told me we're gonna fund 80 loans in 1 month. And this is when we're closing, like we're funding 40, and then we get to 50, and then you're like, and I'm excited. We're all excited. We're like, yeah, that's a lot in a month. And then you tell me we're gonna do 80 fundings in a month. Now we're doing like triple that.
Yeah.
And it's only the beginning.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and today you told me like, hey, we're gonna be doing 1,500 loans, fundings in a month. And I'm like, I could already see it. Like
It's gonna happen.
It's very close to that. So
And the reason is because we're connecting with the right people. We're connecting with the right people, and a lot of most of the offices, all the offices, it's like everybody's coachable, like and everybody's coachable, and everybody just by being coachable, it's so easy to originate, so simple, so easy.
So Juan, talk about this. When you go to, because I was brought up with my parents and my family, me being Mexican, and a lot of Latinos, like we grow up thinking like, oh, the only way to make money and be successful is going to school, getting your degree, and making your salary. Now that takes years, and school's not for everybody. I know that I've lived this, and based on my experience, like you could become a millionaire, multimillionaire, doing mortgages, and like how long does it take to get a license and start doing mortgages and start making money? Does it take years, like a college degree? And how do you feel about that?
90 days. If because you gotta be focused. You gotta be focused, and then 90 days, studying hard, and then in the 90 days you can have your NMLS license.
Yeah.
90 days. And possibly another, if you study within the same time, probably, I'm going to say no more than 6 months, you should be good to go with everything. No more than 6 months.
You can start making big bucks.
We start making big money. Yes.
So Juan, being a lender, I like being a loan officer because you could help clients lower their interest rate, their monthly payments. You could help clients take money out, cash out, refi, so that they could pay off debt, so that they could maybe get an investment property. You could also help clients qualify for a purchase loan, like for a mortgage to buy a house.
Yes.
So there's so many. That's why I like mortgage industry, because you could get business from a lot of places.
Yeah. Yeah.
If people want to join your team, or they want to go to your office and visit, what is is there a requirement that you want from the loan officers? Do they need to be loyal, honest, or hard workers, or what are like your top 3 requirements that you expect from them in order to take them to take over them? Because I know there's a lot of people that want to be at your office, but there's so many people, we can't take everybody.
No, we can't. No, they gotta be honest. They gotta be coachable, and then especially not to hide anything when it comes to sales. Like if they don't know how to complete a loan application, you say, you know what, I don't know how to do it. Mm-hmm. So we can give you the correct guidance. I don't know how to calculate income, but if you come to my office and you tell me that you know how to do everything, then there's nothing for me to guide you, teach you. There isn't anything. So I'm expecting big numbers already coming in because you know everything already. But if you don't know, just say, you know what, I'm weak on this part.
Yeah.
And then I says, you know what, just grab this tool, grab this other tool, and then just go ahead and help you on those weaknesses.
Yeah. And Juan, another thing is I get a lot of messages, DMs from like realtors that are thinking about, you know what, I see the mortgage guys, everybody's like killing it, making a lot of money and successful, and they're interested in getting into the mortgage industry. And I know that you had an agent, a girl
Yeah.
that she was a realtor, and now you started
quit
training her,
yeah.
and now she's closing loans, right?
Yeah, she's
So-
not doing real estate anymore. She's just focusing on
So if somebody
loans.
is a realtor right now and they want to get into the mortgage industry, obviously you have to get your NMLS license, pass the
yeah.
test. But how long will it take you to help a realtor, an ex realtor, become successful in the mortgage industry?
You know what? It's pretty quick. Have the tools. I have everything already set up, ready to go. It could take you. You gotta put a little part to it, but it could probably take you about no more than 90 days for sure. I mean, 90 days. I give everybody 90 days, but mostly everybody is like the first couple of weeks or the first month, and then they get it immediately, and the first days, the first week already knowing how to calculate income because the tools, you gotta have tools. So, and it's immediately, It's
how do you get people that have experience? Because there's people that have experience in the mortgage industry, but they're not doing too good, and they come to you, and it's almost like, because sometimes people with experience, it's harder to get them to change because they have experience and they're kind of stuck with their ways. But
Exactly.
you've been able to help people with experience produce.
And that is because I tell them up front, you gotta tell me everything. If you want me to help you, you gotta tell me everything. If you hide something, and I tell them, you're not a right fit for my office. There are other offices, there are other companies, because this is not, it's not a right fit. And then because if with the correct guidance, if they're not producing, sometimes they're doing the wrong activities.
Yeah.
Doing the wrong activities, that's why they're not producing. So just by knowing what they're doing, they gotta tell us, what they're doing. So we can say, you know what, you've been doing this like for 5 years, 6 years, and you're not producing, then that's the wrong activity. This is not you. This is not you. And that's, I mean, it's just, they just gotta be truthful.
Yeah. So Juan, if people want to contact you and reach out for help because they need to refinance, they need to get a loan to maybe cash out and get a loan to fix their house or pay off debt, or maybe they want to purchase a property and they want you to qualify them, and not only people that are interested in the mortgage. What about maybe a loan officer, or maybe somebody that's new in the mortgage industry, or a realtor that wants to get into loans? They fit your requirements and they want to get a hold of you. What's the best place for them to reach out to you?
DM me, send me a message, and I'll get back to only DM me only if you're serious, because and I don't let nobody down, so I will get back to you, but only if you're, I want to make a change. I do. Then
Yeah.
but I don't, just to see if you're gonna call me, no, because just serious, you gotta be serious.
Yeah.
And that is for sure.
So guys, Juan is like I said, probably the best trainer that I've met, and I think the biggest. I wanted to ask you what you thought that was your biggest strength, but he is just so patient. If you are brand new in the industry, mortgage industry, or even have experience, but maybe you're not producing, you're not doing the numbers that you should do, Juan, he's done it with people with experience and with people that are brand new. Like I said, this girl, so young and already closing $1 million loans. That's a very good paycheck. And then I have also people with experience that you've also just taught them, like how you restructured their way of doing business,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
now they're producing. So
Yeah.
you got an incredible gift, and I'm really happy that we did this, and I'm sure a lot of people are gonna have comments below, and people are gonna reach out to you. So please, if you're serious, if you want to get better, Juan is the type of guy that spends a lot of quality time with you, and his time is valuable. So if you're serious, reach out to Juan. And Juan, any closing words before we end this?
Yeah, not really. It's training. Training is my cup of tea. I love what I do. I truly love what I do. And then everybody that I coach, they produce, and then I have the numbers to prove that everybody that I've been coaching,
Yeah.
everybody's producing, and their numbers are growing and growing and growing, and they just do the right activities.
Yeah.
And we gotta find what your right activity is, because one activity could be different from the other or the other person. So everybody's different, So
Yeah.
So that's what I do. And then if you're serious, DM me, and then we're a team. Albert, myself, we're here to support you.
Yeah.
And
And I'm in Downey with Juan all the time. So if you guys want to come down to the office, we're going to spend a lot of time together. And remember that you said something important, activities. Some people are doing the wrong activities, and it's as simple as maybe stop doing these two activities and replace them with this activity. And that alone
Absolutely.
will get you extra 2 closings or 3 closings. So we're going to put all of Juan's information below. Put comments below if you have any questions or want us to discuss anything further. But very excited about this, Juan, and I look forward to seeing all these people join your office and blowing up. Thank you for everything you've done for the mortgage guys.
Thank you, Albert.
Appreciate you.